So in this video, what I'm going to look at quickly is just how you build a track from scratch. I've already added 3 tracks. I've added a piano, a bass, and a drums. I'm using everything from Studio One, so you can follow along from that perspective, right? I'll be building a simple reggae track, just a little steppers. I just want to show you how you go about building anything and quantizing it. It's a basic pattern. Alright, so I have the piano here. Simple little piano. Then we have the bass. They have a reverb on it, so I'm gonna take off that reverb. I don't like that reverb. Want it if it clean on reverb. So just click on it. Go over here, so turn off the reverb. You see reverb there? Ah, dry. Bass must dry, man. And then I can go in there. I think EQ is there. Hold on. EQ should be in here, man. Alright, let me go. Effects B. See a EQ here. Turn it on. Turn down them high. This just introducing back a little bit of the strings. And depending on how hard you play it, you'll hear certain things. And you can use the cutoff too. It's reggae, you know, so we want it really bassy. Alright, so bass is good. So we EQ the bass. See we key. Alright. Alright. So we have that. Alright, that's alright. We can work with that. And then we have a drum. Alright, so let's just quickly go to that. I have a BPM of 98 and me turn on me make sure me turn on me my click track or my what you would call metronome. It's important for you to play to your metronome, else you won't get the tracks properly, any at all. Alright, so let's start with our drums. Alright, that's way too fast. I think I use the 80. Still fast. 70. Ah, let's work with that. Alright, so that's our loop, first loop, and then we're gonna go into it. So we double click on it. So let's turn this off. We double click on the loop. Try to play it as perfect as possible to the timing. Double click on it and the MIDI information. Normally they give you in this drum looking thing. These little things. This is called the editor window. Right, so you see, so here's how maybe the bass drums, them show you. So here, so it's like a snare, 2-shot, and the hi-hat. So what I do, I'm always on 16 when I'm playing reggae. So I primarily use 16 when I'm playing reggae. So that's the quantization that I go on. Highlight everything, and then press Q, and then it makes it perfect timing. Listen to this now. So it quantizes it. Alright, so that's my loop for the reggae. So pa 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 pa. Ah. So that's where it would start again. So let's put it there. So just in case. So alright. So I'm gonna try to get a loop over it. So I'm just taking 4 bars. So good. So once I get these 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm good. I can just press D. Like you can just press D to duplicate. Just press D on the keyboard and you can duplicate it. Just pull it down to 4 bars and duplicate. Alright? So I'm gonna duplicate it out a little bit so we can start the rhythm, right? Alright, so let's go. Me leave 4 bars just for the counting in. Right? So let's go. I'm gonna go to the bass now and then we go to the keyboard. Let me just test out something first and then after that we're just gonna play around with it and then after that we just record. 2, 3. Alright, so let's say we're doing that. Alright? 2, 3, and. Alright, so that's the bass line, right? Let's go into the bass line and make sure I say all the notes. Alright, so if you notice in here it looks different because we are playing keys, so it looks different. Alright, so highlight everything, a quick shortcut to highlight in everything on the bass after you double click on it and this window opens is to click in here. So you just click here one time on your computer. So on PC it would be Control A, right? On Mac it will be Command A. Once you do that, it highlights everything, whether it is on the straight window or in the edit window, and then you would click on Q and Q would quantize it. So Q is a shortcut for quantize. So 2 shortcuts you learn: Control A that selects everything, and Q that just select that makes it quantize. Alright, so we have our bass line now. So let's go from there. So we have alright, so that's it. Alright, so there's some little tools up top here. So what we use, there's 2 main one we use: the tool to move it and the tool to cut it. Those are the 2 main tools that I use: the cut tool and the move tool. For the cut tool is 3. If I press 3, I get the cut tool. Right? So see the cut tool up here, so this slicer tool here, right? Is split tool they call it, but I call it the cut tool because it cut. Right? And then we have a move tool, which is this one over here. Right? We can just touch anything like that and move them. And there's cut tool, we can cut anything, right? Some shortcuts for them is 1, 2, 3. For all these up the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, skipping through 8. Well, it stop at 8. So 1, give me the move tool. 2, give me the range tool, and we can select ranges. You understand? 3, give me the cut tool, so we can cut. Alright, let me just undo all of that, and then 3, 4, give me the eraser tool, that's the paint tool, the solo tool, the bend tool, listen tool. So you learn about them as time goes by. But for now, you can test them out. Alright, so let's go to the piano part. Alright, so let's go to the piano part. Alright, so let's go. 2, 3, and So we have those, right? So let's go and do the same thing. First thing we do, we double click in here. It automatically is open down here, so we're good. So Control A or Command A if you're on a Mac, right? Then you press Q, so it drops them in timing, and that's it. Alright, good. So let's say that is our loop. I am just dragging here. If I drag from here and just do that, it highlights everything here. I'm deleting these, so I'm just gonna work with all of these. Let me go for my cut tool. I'm gonna cut off this front section because nothing is there. Delete that. Alright, so what I need to do now is to duplicate this. So I'm going to hold down, just hold down the mouse and just highlight everything. Right? Then I'm going to press D. What D does now is just duplicate. And that's it. Right? Quickly. That's it. I'm going to loop that. And then while that's playing, you can add more tracks. So I can just add one more tracks for maybe a lead instrument. So I'm gonna put one here because I'm adding one more track, and let's call this horn or organ. Just gonna make noise on the organ. Make some noise on the organ. Alright, so organ. Gonna use our organ. Draw with this organ and see how it works. No, that's not the one we are looking for. Let me just use the organ from Studio One. So I'm gonna use the same presence thing. Let me see if we search an organ. Don't know if they might have an organ in there that will work, but let's try. Drag it onto our organ track. That sounds weird. Not for reggae. If we might have to make an organ. Alright, let's do that. So we just draw on it. Alright, that will work. Alright, let's put on an EQ and do it. Alright, that will work. That will work. Alright, so let's do it now. So ready? Alright, so we get one bar of that and then we're gonna duplicate it. So let's see how we can quantize that. So we double click on it again. Then now we highlight everything. Press Q. Alright, so that's we just do a reggae there. So we have, that's how basically you do what we call sequencing in production. That's called sequencing. So this could be just our verse, and then we could have this as our verse, then we go over and do our chorus. You understand? We're doing it piece by piece. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly mix this and show you how we EQ things and we mix things. Alright, so look at my mixer here. So let's play. Alright. So first thing, we're gonna start with our piano, with our keyboard. We're gonna balance everything first. So let's go for the drums first. Then we're gonna put an EQ on our piano to let it sound a bit more fitting into the mix. What I'm doing, I'm taking off all of the whole heap of bass lines off of the piano so we don't have so much bass on it. Alright, so it's important to do that. Give it back some more life. Alright, so we're gonna go for the compressor, and so our compressor, what compressor does is just balance the volume, keep the volume at one level, all the volumes at one level. So based on the fact that we are working with strictly PreSonus stuff, let me look for a compressor under PreSonus. Alright, so this is a PreSonus compressor. Let's go. Then we're gonna go over to our drums. So we're gonna deal with the kick first. So that's the kick. So the first thing we have to do, we have to label them. So this is kick. So we'll label it kick. First thing we need to do is EQ it. So let's go for the EQ. We're gonna EQ. Alright, so this is what comes out in the phones. We don't want this boxy sound out. We don't want the boxy sound. So we're gonna take it out completely. Take out a little bit of the highs. Alright. We'll go up with the kick a bit. Alright, so we just want the subs. Alright, so that's enough. Alright. So let's go for a compressor just to give it some snap. Alright. And I'm gonna test out the presets of the compressor. So let me test with the bass drums and see how them sound. That nice. Alright, that is not bad. That's not bad. Alright, so let's turn up the kick drum a bit. Alright. If you are having good headphones, if you're having very good headphones, you will hear it. Its kick is basically distorting, and I don't want that. So I'll work with that. Alright, let's go to the hi-hat. I just call it HH, but it's hi-hat. It's for short. First thing, the hi-hat has too much metal sounds in it. Alright. Alright, so let's work with that. Realistically, this is how a hi-hat sound. That's the highs of the hi-hat. Let's go back for the snare now. Hear this. Alright, so let's deal with that now. So we're gonna put in, take out some of the kick, the bass out of the snare. We want a cup. Here's the cup. Here's the cup. That's right there. See it there? Ah, that's what we want. That nice little cup. Ah, good. Alright, so let's go with everything. So what I did, I use a gate to control the amount of sizzle of the hi-hat. So the hi-hat is very, very precise. So I have to put a gate on it. What I tend to do, I realize that my DAW is clipping, and that's a problem I have with Studio One. A lot of times it makes me work too hard, so I can't bother, so I just put a limiter on it. So I'll just go over here, put a limiter on it. And that's basically it. So in a nutshell, that's how you build a simple track. Alright, so I put a limiter on the main track to stop the clipping. Put it at 0. The cut, I put it at 0, limiting. Alright, like that. And that's it basically. That's it basically. I hope you learned a lot out of this video. If there's any questions, you can just shoot them by me. Alright, cool.